got a lot of guys that I think are going to have a great understanding of what they're trying to do. And so the first half of spring is a lot of what and how to do, and now we got a spring game, a full scrimmage, and 2 half scrimmages left out of the next 6 practices. So the second half here is a lot of evaluating who can do what we want and how we want it done, and then those who aren't quite there, how do we get them there, and formulate a good plan for them to take into the summer and come back as a better version of themselves in August.
So talk about Greg Hugel getting the kickoff.
Yeah, did y'all see that?
No, we heard about it.
It was unbelievable. Yeah. Yeah, we had a little. I tell you what, y'all need to quit asking me about the quarterbacks. What y'all are missing is the kickers. It has been unbelievable out there. I mean, unbelievable. Alex Spence has been off the charts. First of all, off the charts. Unbelievable. He looks like the guy I recruited. He has been amazing. And then this kid named Sawicki. I don't know where we get these guys. He's a transfer in here from North Carolina A&T, but anyway, he's the kid we wanted to bring out in the fall, but he wasn't eligible. He went to the trial, but he wasn't eligible. That's how we got Costa. So we got Sawicki, and he's been amazing, and he does everything. He punts, he kicks off. He's been 80% plus of his field goals. He nailed a 51-yarder today. Spence nailed a 51-yarder today. I mean, I'm talking about nailed them. So we've got a great competition going on. And then Hugel, they just kind of released him today. I think we moved it up 5 yards. So he hit a 46-yarder, nailed it. So just the team went crazy. It was a lot of fun to kind of finish practice that way. And then same thing with our punters. You know, Spires is having a great spring. Carson King is having an excellent spring. And Sawicki, he's a pretty dang good punter too. So we've got a very, very good, strong kicking competition going on, which makes things that much better.
Coach, will those guys be live on Wednesday, the special teams again?
Oh, yeah.
And
Yep.
Do you plan to do that in the spring game?
Yep. Yep. We'll talk about the spring game, but our plan is, we probably will at least I want to get them all some reps. We won't make every rep live, but we'll make sure they all get kicked, but we will work on the return and coverage aspects.
After watching that last scrimmage on tape, what did you see out of the quarterbacks?
Production, a lot of really good plays, and all of them had some plays they wish they'd have back. I mean, it was, I hated that Hunter wasn't able to finish. And he had a good couple series there, and then just tweaked his ham, and he didn't even get to full practice today because we had a common exam at 5. I had to leave by 5 today. Who schedules a test on a Monday after spring break? What the heck? But anyway, man. So they had Hunter wasn't out there. He just got a little bit of pre-practice and he was gone. So, all of them made some very good plays, some nice throws, and it's fun to watch. We're competing every day, evaluating everything. We'll sit down once we get it. We got a lot coming. I mean, like I said, we got 6 practices left. One's a spring game. We're going to be very competitive. One's a full scrimmage Wednesday, and then we got 2 half scrimmage days. So you've got 4 really, really big days to go with that last scrimmage. So a lot of evaluating information. But I thought they all did well.
Do you want to name a starter coming out of spring, or do you just see what happens?
Well, I mean, we got a starter right now. Kelly's our starter. So I mean, there's really no announcement unless that changed. We've got our starters back, but that doesn't mean he gets to. Like y'all heard me say many times, Mitch Hite's our returning starter left tackle, but he's got to earn it. He doesn't just get anointed. Nobody's that way. The quarterback obviously gets the most questions and headlines, but Cleveland has to earn it every day. Christian has to earn it every day. If you're the best guy, you're the best guy. You've got to prove it every single day. So Kelly's the starter. He's a returning starter for us. Started, how many games we played? 14 games. So I mean, that's where we are. So if something changes, then there's an announcement. But other than that, there's no announcement to make.
With Isaiah, what have you seen from him so far this spring? Isaiah Simmons?
What I hoped I would see at range, some diversification from him. We're working him a lot at the nickel position, the nickel Sam spot where Dorian was. Love what I'm seeing out of him there. And then Nolan Turner got hurt in the scrimmage, so that puts us down. He was really having a good spring, and so he's going to have a little shoulder surgery, so he'll be out the rest of the spring. Be back sometime this summer. So now we're cross. We were doing it anyway, but now a little bit more so. We're kind of cross training him at both spots. So I think long term that bodes well for us. Just the diversity that he provides us. Just being able to play in the safety. But we love him up there in that nickel Sam position. I mean, and we love him on the back end. He's got length and range and ball skills, and he's really starting to figure things out. So you got to remember, he hadn't played a ton of snaps, but he did get some good experience last year. But he's got a bright future, and he'll be a guy that'll be a factor for us.
Was Braden?
Too many quarterbacks live some of last spring. Is it just a totally different set of circumstances now?
Last spring,
Yeah.
I think we went maybe one day live.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was more than that.
A couple years before that, but I think we only went. Well, I'll take that back. We might have gone 2 days. I think we did 2 days live last spring, but just different because we were going into a situation last year where we didn't have anybody proven. We had Hunter had just gotten here. And Kelly was really had a little bit of experience, but first time for him. And I needed to be able to get a feel for who they were when things broke down a little bit too. And so that was a part of our evaluation last spring, and it has been this spring. But we've just got a lot more working knowledge than we had going into last year. I mean, we've all. I don't need to make Kelly live to see what he can do. Same thing with Hunter. Same thing with Chase. I've seen enough. I know what they can do with their legs. And to be honest with you, that's probably been the biggest, not surprise, but most pleasing thing probably about Trevor is just his natural instincts to be able to extend plays. And he can move. That guy can run. So you see that on tape. He's such a big guy. I don't think he gets the credit for his ability to run and escape and create. So I think he was the one guy that I'm like, well, let's see. But the other guys, I've got a really good feel for what they can do with their legs. And then we've created a really good system as far as how we practice and how we've coached the defense as far as our quarterback rules. If he's a passer in the pocket, if he's a runner on the edge, or if he's a runner in the box, and how we coach that. And so I think that's helping both sides get better.
Coach, was Braden full contact today?
No.
Okay, I just saw him wearing orange.
Yeah, he was dressed out, and so I think they're playing with him is to kind of cut him loose a little bit each day. Obviously, this is his first time out there to get going, so hopefully he'll be able to do a little bit more over these next 6 practices. Although we got 2 of them. One's a scrimmage on Wednesday, but hopefully he can get a few things done.
We touched on it briefly before spring break, but Chuck Smith said he feels like he's ready to take that next step. What did you think?
I think he is. I think just a guy that I think has developed immensely since he got here. And now he's in a position and he has a good enough foundation and understanding where he can have confidence and he can play within his skill set, and you see that speed, you see his burst because he's got confidence, he's got more knowledge, and so I think he's in a good spot, and I think this is a year where hopefully he'll take a really good step forward for us. But I still think the best is out there for him. I think he's going to be one of those guys that's come through this program, Vic Beasley. Not that he's going to be the 8th pick in the draft, but a Dorian, those type of guys that if they hang in there, man, they become great veteran players for you. And he's kind of in that stage as he transitions to being that sophomore, because we're a deep group at linebacker right now, and that's the biggest thing. I mean, that's a very deep group, and the guys that aren't going away, and so they're all very unselfish. They're all splitting time, and taking pride in their reps that they get. But he's a guy that I'm excited about.
On a lighter note, it's the first time we've talked to you in a while. Brad Brownell called you a chucker. Do you have a comment on that?
Well, if being a scorer means chucker, then guilty as charged. You know, but you know, I want my team to win, and usually that requires me to score. So I'm just saying, you know, I guess I'm guilty as charged. I mean, I did lead my county in shots attempted, I think, a couple of years in a row there, but I prefer to see myself as a scorer. I don't know where this chucker stuff came from. But anyway,
so you agree?
He needs to get his butt out there on the court a little bit more before he starts evaluating my game.
So you agree with what he said about defense and rebounding?
Absolutely not. That's the other thing too. I play defense. I pride myself. Now rebounding, you know, I mean, I get a few here and there, but you know, I pride myself on defense. Yeah, that's you know, there's. Don't believe half of what you hear, right? Or none of what you hear and half of what you see. That's what my coach used to tell me. So, anyway.
He says he's the only one that can keep you in line.
Well, that might be true. But we have a good time. We have a good group. In fact, I was playing I ripped my hand right there. We were on a trip down at Turks and Caicos with two other couples, Wednesday to Sunday, and me and my buddy were jogging. Kind of went outside the windows and was jogging, and we come up on a basketball game. There's a bunch of just locals out there playing basketball. We busted right up in there, and you know, 2 hours later, you know, Kath and them thought we'd gotten kidnapped or something. 2 hours later, and so it was a blast. We had a great time, but there was a sport court, and anyway, I got knocked down because I was playing defense, and somehow I got knocked down, but I go sliding across and ripped my skin out of my hand there. So I've had a little pain with it, but I kept playing, finished, had a heck of a time. They had no clue who we were. We were just the tourists showing up, and so it was a lot of fun. We had a good little few days there, but was glad to get back and get started. We had meetings last night, actually. We had dinner and meetings, finished up the scrimmage, what we didn't get to. But we had a big viewing party down there Friday night, watching the game. Oh my gosh, that was a tough one, but really proud of our team. I mean, it was just awesome to see us compete the way we did. We obviously didn't play well in the first half, and I thought Brad's comments were right on line. I mean, that's the first time that I kind of saw him like, okay, whoa, this is, you know, we're playing Kansas, and you know, and the whole place was blue, by the way, unbelievable. But you know, so I thought it was interesting. Okay, I mean, obviously we're in a bad spot right here, but how are you going to respond? You know, you really got two ways to go here, and I think that's a credit to the culture they built, to those guys obviously care about each other, and for them to come back and it be a 4-point game, I don't know, they're down 20 or 22 points against a great team, obviously. I just think that says a lot about where they are, and you know, got great days ahead. So they'll get better. That'll be a great experience for them, a great learning experience. Hopefully all those guys will come back, and it'll be a launching pad for them for many years of consistency. You know, I think that's what every program wants to have. I know that's what Brad is shooting for.
How much do you think success across sports feed into each other? I know, you know, especially in recruiting, I know you take a lot of football recruits to basketball games and vice versa.
Yeah,
how much do you think that helps?
I think it matters a lot. I think anytime you have a lot of pride in you know, success maybe in one area, it's contagious to another area. I don't think there's any question about that, because young people are competitive and coaches are competitive, and you know, I mean, that's just the nature of it. And you know, if I'm a basketball player and I see, man, the baseball team is playing unbelievably great, that kind of makes you want to step your game up. And the same thing, you know, if you're a football player and your basketball team is playing at a high level, you know, I want you to just be, you want to be the best that you can be. And I think at the end of the day, that's one of the great things about Clemson, is it's very connected here. It's a very connected place. People talk about Clemson family all the time and stuff like that, but you know, it's a place where, I mean, it's a small town, you know, and everybody keeps up with what's going on, and it's, you know, I met with a volleyball recruit today. She was a giant. I'm not sure she could play wide out. But, you know, I just think that's, again, I want all the sports to do well, and vice versa. So it's really neat to see, where we are right now, to see our basketball program, to see, I know they had Monty and them got it done this weekend, but had a bad weekend last weekend. Baseball is like it's like 12 seasons within one, so there's always ebbs and flows. But what a start we've had in baseball. So it's great, man. This is a great time to be a Clemson Tiger.
Let me go ahead and get Coach Scott has been patiently waiting for you.